Hope you're doing well. My name's David Wilkerson, and this is Surplus Funds 101. Just want to start off by saying thank you to all the people who have liked the video, subscribed to the channel. I'm just been a big, long-time supporter. If you haven't done it, do it, you guys. I share all of my top tricks and tips on this channel, you guys. I boil everything down to super, super easy to understand. Slides like you see, and everything's just in a step-by-step process for you guys. It's just handed to you on a silver platter, so it's the least you can do. So please go click that freaking like button, subscribe to the channel, and if you haven't already as well, there's a link in the video. You guys can get my state funds calling script. Okay, so it's the exact same one that we use, and you guys can just get it. It's an instant download. It goes right to your email. Okay, there's going to be a link in the description. You can click there, or you can just go to www.surplusfunds101freedocs.com. Now, with that being said, today I wanted to talk to you guys a little bit about some of the mistakes I've made in terms of hiring virtual assistants and some of the lessons I've learned. Okay, I get a ton of emails and DMs from people that want to know all about virtual assistants. Where do you find them at? How do you hire them? How much do you pay them? What do you say to them? What's your approach when this situation happens? And so on and so forth. I hear it all. And so just want to talk to you guys a little bit about that. In addition to that, the scale module right down here, here's a little thumbnail of what it's going to look like, is going to be released in my course here shortly. And so all the people who are members, that's going to be a free module, and you're not going to have to pay anything for that. And if you guys are interested in my course, DM me on Instagram or just send a email to my support line, and I'm more than happy to share more details with that about you. But with that being said, let's get right into this. Okay. Now, you guys, if you don't listen to anything else I have to say tonight, on all these slides, okay, this is probably the biggest thing that you guys could take away. Okay. I know a lot of you guys, you're solo operators, you're at home, you run your business from your back bedroom or wherever it might be. And you've gotten to the point to where you understand the business, the systems, the processes, just everything from A to Z. Okay. And you want to make your very first hire. Well, hire a transaction coordinator or office admin person first. Okay. When I was first getting started, I didn't. I hired an outbound marketing agent. Okay. Now, you guys, like my whole career, I've been a solo operator for the most part. I've never had to worry about hiring people. I've never had to worry about managing or doing any of that side of the business. Let me tell you, being a salesperson and being a manager are two completely different worlds. Okay, being a manager is like if you've never done it, it's like being dropped off in a town that you've never been to with no cell phone and no wallet. You're like, oh God, what do I do first? How do I do it? What do I say? Am I going to upset somebody? And when I was just getting started and expanding my company and scaling out, I thought, hey, I want to drive more sales, which is exactly what you want to do, but you want to do that at the right time. Keep in mind the whole reason behind why you are scaling out your business, to give yourself time, freedom, to where you can literally just have an ATM that just prints out money and you don't have to do anything. Okay. But with that being said, if you were to hire an outbound marketing agent first, there's all sorts of complications that are going to come with that. Okay. They're still going to need to be trained. Okay. You're still going to need to do all the admin work for them. You're still going to have to call up the notary on their behalf. You're still going to have to check in with the state departments to see all the accounts that are pending and get updates and communicate with all the claimants you've worked with. You'll still have to do all that. And that takes a lot of your time up. Okay. And you guys, if you think you're busy right now, just doing everything all at once, imagine if you were to hire another person to bring in sales. Okay. That would just add dynamite and gasoline to your problem. Okay. And you'd be married to your job and it'd be terrible. Okay. Now I saw this problem arising for myself and I fixed it really, really quick, but what you should do instead is hire a transaction coordinator, because then that person can start branching off and doing all these other tasks in your company to where you don't have to. Because here's the thing. There is, I don't know how much time you've dedicated to your business or that you've allotted every single week for you to work on things. but there's only a certain amount of deals that you can get done all by yourself. Like I was saying a minute ago, if you're doing everything yourself, like that can suck up a lot of your time. But if you can hire somebody and train them to do all those non-revenue generating activities, you know what that frees you up for? Gives you a lot more time to where you can without having an outbound marketing salesperson. That means you can close more deals and double or triple your own freaking production. Okay. And when you really start to scale out, that person can just take care of all that BS so you don't have to, and that right there, this right here is one of the things I would highly suggest you guys. And you guys probably won't believe me until you go through all this all by yourself. But what you want to do, your first hire should be a transaction coordinator, an office admin person first, before you hire an outbound marketing agent. Okay, the second thing is have more of a professional looking job post. Okay, I've been like a sales guy my whole life. Okay, I've never had to go and post a job like to have people come work for me. Back in the door-to-door days, they had people that went out and recruited door knockers and just brought them to me. I didn't have to do any of that. Like I don't need very much to go out there and crush it. Like give me some gas station coffee, a can of chew, and a stack of leads, and boom, I can make miracles happen. And so like knowing how to be more professional, that's something like a skill set that I've had to really, really learn over probably the past 5 years when it comes to communicating and typing and texting and things like that. But this right here, having a professional looking job post, something that looks like an acceptance letter from a university or a state document, that you receive from, I don't know, any administration, a local town that you live in, just have it look really clean and professional. Okay, doing this, you guys, it literally doubled the response rate that I had. Okay, that's huge because then you have twice as many potential candidates to choose from. Okay, and then you can kind of narrow them down between which one you feel would be the best fit for you and your company or the task that you're going to assign them. Okay, now that's huge because you got to also put yourself in the shoes of a virtual assistant. Okay, a lot of these people, they're getting hired by individuals who probably should have never hired them in the first place. Okay, they think that since they hired a virtual assistant, that person's just going to be some unicorn and going to go out there and just put up all sorts of production. They aren't going to need any training or anything. Okay, a couple weeks go down the road and they get disappointed, and instead of wanting to be a big boy and like hashing out that problem with the virtual assistant, they just ghost them. A lot of these virtual assistants, they just get ghosted, and you got to also think about them. Like they have needs just like you do. They're human beings. They're married. They have kids. They have bills. They want to have a predictable, reliable income. And so when they see and it's just little tiny things like this that help out a lot. When they see a really structured job posting, it makes your company look bigger than it is. It makes it look like you've been around for a lot longer, like you aren't going anywhere. Like you're going to be able to pay them for a long period of time, and it just gives off the presence that, hey, look, this is a company that I want to work for. Like there is no Fortune 500 company that has some tacky looking job posting. It just doesn't exist. So if you want to have a Fortune 500 company, like do things that all of them do, and they all have really structured job postings. You guys, I'm telling you, your response rate is going to shoot through the roof, when you have a really, really sexy looking job posting. So that's another thing. Okay. Third thing is have a written and signed work agreement with your virtual assistant. Most of the people I know that have VAs, they don't have anything in place. And if they do, I'm not even kidding, this is so weird. They have no competes that they have them sign. How dumb. How ridiculous. Why would you ever have some virtual assistant sign a no compete? Like it would be damn near impossible to prosecute them if something went wrong. And the only time in my eyes it would make any financial sense at all, is if you were a monster company and you had a humongous expense that you could pay an attorney for, and yeah, I would never ever do a no compete because you can't hold them accountable for that. But this kind of ties into the last slide. Okay, when you have a written work agreement, Okay, when somebody signs something, it becomes real. They take it a lot more seriously. This is something that you can have in paper for like that can just outline all your expectations, what you are going to have them do on a daily basis, how much you're going to pay them, and all the things that they can expect while being employed by you. And so again, a lot of the things I do are to be as professional as I possibly can, not only with the claimants that I work with, but with even my employees. And so I have every single one of them sign a work agreement. And that's been huge as well. Okay. Another thing, a VA KPI point system sheet with a scheduled weekly performance evaluation meeting. Okay. Once a week, I have a video conference call. Doesn't have to be very long, but it just goes over all of their KPIs, their metrics, and all the things that I've tracked from their activities to see if they're growing, if they're doing what needs to get done to drive revenue, and to make sure that the organization or what they're in charge of is healthy and growing. Okay, so the KPI point system, what that does is I've broken down the entire process for every task. Okay, and again, this is very, very, it's not unrealistic by any means. You guys keep in mind, you want to be able to set goals for these people that are achievable, because if they can't achieve these goals, they get disappointed and they don't want to work and then they leave. But it's a tally system. And so if they get marked enough times negatively, that starts building a case for me out for if I want to determine if I want to let them go or keep them around. And it also helps out for growth aspects as well. I have documents for every single thing that I've talked about in this slide, and this whole entire presentation too, by the way, you guys, that will all be in the course. But yeah, this has been a big one. And again, too, like if you want to have a professional looking company, do professional things. Big Fortune 500 companies, they have monthly evaluation meetings with their top executives. They have little things and systems and processes in place, to really ensure that the money that they're spending on talent gives them a return. But yeah, but other than that, you guys, this is it for now. This is the first installment of, I think, 2 or 3 slides, you guys. I could talk about all sorts of ahas and light bulb moments for a long time. But that's all I got for right now, you guys. Go out and crush it. Be a professional and go get loaded. Close a bunch of deals. Take care, you guys.